Hello everyone. Today's story is simple, inspiring, and a bit unexpected. It's about a boy from a small region who looked lazy from the outside, but his mind worked in surprising ways. By the end of the story, you'll see how even someone who avoids work can change when life gives them a strong reason. And while listening, you'll also learn a few new English words and how to use them in sentences. So stay with me till the end. Once, in a tiny village near the hills, there lived a boy named Arav. He stayed with his parents in a modest house built on the far end of the settlement. Arav wasn't fond of working. He went to the fields with his father every morning, but his job was the easiest: keep the birds away from the rice crop. People usually walked around with sticks or slingshots to scare the birds, but Arav didn't want to run all day, so he created a shortcut. He fixed long wooden poles across the field and tied ropes to them. By pulling the ropes from one place, he could shake the poles and frighten the birds while lying under a tree. His father often watched him and worried, "If something happens to me, how will this boy manage the fields?" But because the work still got done somehow, he never said much. One summer, when the heat was harsh and water was scarce, his father fell seriously ill. Now the entire responsibility of the field fell on Arav. He tried to manage, but he wasn't used to real physical work. Each day the crops dried a little more. After a few weeks, half the field had turned brown. He couldn't save it alone. That night, he sat quietly outside, looking at the sky. He felt guilty and helpless. "Why didn't I push myself earlier?" he thought. "Now everything my family worked for is slipping away." The next morning, the village square was strangely noisy. When Arav reached there, he saw a soldier announcing a royal competition at the king's palace. The winner would receive a box full of gold coins. Arav's eyes widened. "This could save my family," he thought. Without thinking much, he stepped forward and said he wanted to participate. Villagers laughed. "How will a lazy boy from the hills defeat strong men from across the kingdom?" But Arav didn't argue. He packed a small bag and set out. His parents weren't sure he could win, but they hoped the journey would at least change him. After 3 days of walking, he reached the palace grounds where the competition was to begin. All participants stood near a huge lake. Most of them were tall, muscular, and confident. Arav felt intimidated. "How will I compete with them?" he wondered. Then the rule was announced. They had to reach the opposite side of the lake, and the first 3 to finish would move to the final round. The signal was given. 3, 2, 1, go! Everyone leaped into the water and began swimming with full strength. Arav didn't move. He stood there thinking, "If I jump in and swim like them, I'll never make it." A sudden idea flashed in his mind. He ran to the forest nearby, gathered broken branches, and tied them to make a rough raft. He picked up another branch to use as a paddle. "This is a race to the other side. It doesn't say we must swim," he whispered. While the swimmers were tiring out halfway, Arav slowly paddled across the lake. Step by step, he overtook many of them. When he touched the opposite shore, he secured the 3rd place. He had made it to the final round. The next day arrived quickly. Each contestant was given a giant wooden block. The challenge was simple: push the block for 1 full kilometer. Behind them lay a collection of tools. They were allowed to choose only one. The first participant grabbed a rope. The second took a long wooden stick to use as leverage. Arav took his time. "If I try to use strength, I'll lose," he told himself. "I have to think in a smarter way." After observing everything carefully, he picked up a small knife. The crowd muttered, confused. What will he do with that? Instead of pushing the block, Arav began cutting it. He carved and carved until the block slowly began to turn round. After almost an hour, the square block had become a big wooden wheel. Now, instead of dragging a heavy cube, he gently rolled the ball-shaped block forward. The others were struggling, sweating, and moving slowly. Arav rolled the wooden ball down the path, gathering speed. Inch by inch, he overtook both contestants and crossed the finish line first. The crowd erupted in applause. No one believed the boy they once called lazy could win the entire competition. This story teaches us something important. A lazy person might have a sharp mind, but true effort comes only when the reason is strong enough. For Arav, it was his family. So if you ever feel lazy, find a purpose that matters. Your loved ones, your dreams, or your self-respect. A powerful reason can turn hesitation into determination. And yes, today we also learned some new English words along the way. Keep practicing. When you learn with stories, English feels lighter and more enjoyable. Thank you for listening. Keep growing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next story.